Can we actually stop aging? For centuries, humanity has searched for the fountain of youth. While we haven't found it yet, modern science is getting closer than ever to understanding, and maybe even reversing, the aging process at a cellular level. Today, we're diving deep into the fascinating world of cellular senescence, zombie cells, and the groundbreaking research that could redefine what it means to grow old. So, is eternal youth on the horizon? Let's find out. First, what exactly is cellular senescence? Imagine the cells in your body as tiny workers. They divide and replicate to repair tissues and keep everything running smoothly. But as we age, or when cells get damaged by things like UV radiation or toxins, they can enter a state called senescence. This is essentially a cellular retirement program. The cell stops dividing, which is a good thing in the short term because it prevents damaged cells, which could become cancerous, from multiplying. Think of it as a built-in safety mechanism. These retired, or senescent cells don't die off like they're supposed to. Instead, they just hang around. They're alive, but they're not really doing their job anymore. Scientists have nicknamed them zombie cells because they're in this weird, undead-like state. So, what's the problem with having a few retired cells hanging around? Well, a few isn't a big deal. Our immune system is pretty good at clearing them out when we're young, but as we get older, our immune system becomes less efficient, and these senescent cells start to accumulate in our tissues, in our skin, our organs, our joints, everywhere. And here's the real kicker. These zombie cells aren't just lazy. They're actively disruptive. They secrete a cocktail of inflammatory proteins, collectively known as the senescence-associated secretory phenotype, or SASP. This constant, low-grade inflammation spreads to neighboring healthy cells, causing them to become senescent too. It's like one bad apple spoiling the whole bunch. This chronic inflammation is a major driver of many age-related diseases. We're talking about conditions like heart disease, arthritis, osteoporosis, and even neurodegenerative diseases like Alzheimer's and Parkinson's. So, the accumulation of these zombie cells is a key reason why our bodies start to break down as we age. They don't just make us look older, they make us feel older and become more vulnerable to illness. This brings us to a really exciting area of research, Senolytics. If senescent cells are the problem, what if we could just get rid of them? That's exactly what Senolytics are designed to do. These are a class of drugs that can selectively target and eliminate senescent cells, essentially telling these zombie cells to self-destruct, a process called apoptosis, while leaving healthy cells untouched. Think of it as a highly specialized cleanup crew for your body. The results in animal studies have been nothing short of incredible. In experiments with mice, clearing out senescent cells has been shown to improve heart function, reduce artery plaque, alleviate symptoms of arthritis, and even extend their health span and lifespan. The mice didn't just live longer. They were healthier and more active in their old age. Now, these incredible results are starting to be tested in humans. Early-stage clinical trials are underway for various conditions, from lung disease to osteoarthritis. While it's still early days, the initial findings are very promising, suggesting that we might one day have a pill that can clear out these aging-accelerating cells and rejuvenate our tissues. But what if we could go a step further than just cleaning up old cells? What if we could turn back the clock and make old cells young again? This is the mind-bending concept behind cellular reprogramming. You might have heard of Shinya Yamanaka, the Nobel laureate who discovered that you can take adult cells, like skin cells, and reprogram them back into an embryonic-like state. These are called induced pluripotent stem cells, and they can become any type of cell in the body. More recently, scientists have been experimenting with a modified version of this technique, called partial reprogramming. The idea isn't to turn cells all the way back to a stem cell state, which could be risky, but to just partially reset them, dialing back their age-related changes without erasing their identity. Imagine taking a 60-year-old skin cell and making it behave like a 30-year-old skin cell again. In the lab, this has been shown to restore youthful function to old cells. The long-term vision for this technology is breathtaking. We could potentially rejuvenate entire organs, repair damaged tissues from the inside out, and revitalize our immune systems. It sounds like science fiction, but research is moving forward at an astonishing pace. This is truly the cutting edge of anti-aging science. Now, all this talk of futuristic drugs and reprogramming might make you feel like your health is out of your hands until these technologies are available. But that couldn't be further from the truth. The lifestyle choices we make every single day have a profound impact on cellular senescence. You have more power to slow down your cellular aging than you might think. Exercise is one of the most powerful tools we have. It helps the immune system clear out senescent cells more effectively and reduces overall inflammation. A healthy diet, rich in antioxidants from fruits and vegetables, helps protect your cells from the damage that causes them to become senescent in the first place. Think of it as providing your cells with a protective shield. Getting enough quality sleep is also crucial, as this is when your body does most of its repair and cleanup work. And managing stress is key, because chronic stress releases hormones that can accelerate cellular aging. By avoiding toxins like those in cigarette smoke and processed foods, and by prioritizing a healthy lifestyle, you are actively creating an environment inside your body that discourages the formation and accumulation of these zombie cells. Of course, the prospect of dramatically extending human life raises some big questions. If we can live to be 150 or even 200, what does that mean for society? For our planet's resources, for our careers and relationships? These are important ethical and philosophical debates we need to have. However, it's important to clarify the primary goal of most researchers in this field. The focus isn't just on lifespan, the total number of years you live. The real goal is to extend healthspan, the number of years you live in good health, free from chronic disease and disability. The idea is to compress the period of illness and frailty at the end of life, so that if we live to be 100, we're still active, engaged, and enjoying life, rather than spending the last 20 years in poor health. It's about adding life to our years, not just years to our life. This shift in focus from longevity to healthgevity is a much more achievable and arguably more desirable goal for all of us. So, where does this leave us? Can we stop aging? Not completely, at least not yet. Aging is an incredibly complex process, and cellular senescence is just one piece of the puzzle. But it's a very, very important piece. By understanding how and why our cells age, we've opened up entirely new avenues for treating and preventing the diseases that have plagued humanity for millennia. The science of senolytics and cellular reprogramming is moving from the realm of theory into real-world applications. While we wait for these breakthroughs to become mainstream, we can take control of our own cellular health through diet, exercise, and a healthy lifestyle. The future of aging isn't about finding a magical elixir for eternal youth. It's about using science to build longer, and more importantly, healthier and more vibrant lives. The journey is just beginning, and it's going to be an exciting one to watch. Thanks so much for joining me on this deep dive into the science of aging. If you found this fascinating, hit that like button and subscribe for more content that explores the cutting edge of science and technology. I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. What do you think about extending human health span? Let me know, and I'll see you in the next video.